Thank you for tuning in to Sunday Journal. I'm Teresa Sanchez with your community news. New Orleans Neighborhood Development Collaborative recently announced its partnership with the creators of neighborland.org to use technology to gather resident input on neighborhood-based goods and services. The collaborative will be presenting the website and its features to the residents of the Flint Goodridge Apartments on National Good Neighbor Day, which is Wednesday, September 28. Here to tell us more about the New Orleans Neighborhood Development Collaborative, its partnership with neighborland.org, and the work that it's doing within the community are Ms. Rachel Graham, Communications Manager for the NONDC, and Mr. Kenneth Jackson, owner of the Dewdrop Inn. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. How are you?
Ms. Graham, can we start out by getting to know the New Orleans Neighborhood Development Collaborative and its mission?
Sure. Well, the New Orleans Neighborhood Development Collaborative, or NONDC, is a nonprofit organization that's focused on the comprehensive revitalization of Central City, New Orleans, through resident-led community planning and development. We serve as community partner on large-scale rental projects. We've worked to identify and eradicate blighted properties and neglected lots. We rehab historic homes, and we've leveraged resources to assist residents in securing response to community needs. But our most recent work has been to look at doing some small-scale retail and commercial development along the LaSalle Corridor. And all of this work that we do is a result of our partnerships with for-profit and nonprofit entities through various funding sources.
What exactly is neighborland.org, and how is the website going to be contributing to the mission?
Neighborland.org actually originated from the mind of a woman by the name of Candy Chang. Mm-hmm. She's a public arts aficionado, if you will. And basically, the reason for the website is to engage. It's a modernization of civic engagement to take the pulse of the community to find out what they want to see. Ideally, the creators of the site want to then partner with entities like NONDC and probably on a larger scale with the city of New Orleans to utilize that data in the city in the place-based planning process. So I can speak to what NONDC is going to use that information for. First of all, it is a great barometer of the excitement about what's coming onto the corridor. Mm-hmm. We've got, I want to say one of the top two responses we've gotten is we want to see the Dewdrop Inn become an entertainment venue again, mm-hmm. Which kind of verifies what we thought of already, is that there's definitely an interest in bringing commerce back to the LaSalle Corridor. And so we're going to utilize, one, to gauge excitement and interest, but then also we're going to look at some of the responses. And, one of the things that we firmly believe in is that you really need to engage the community in the process. If you're going to be building the community, you can't just build something and say, okay, this is what we think should be there. If you've got users in the area, you really need to take their temperature and find out from them, okay, well, what do you think? And so we're going to fill in the blanks. We have some ideas of some things that we want to put in our facility specifically, but also when we talk to funders to get funding, to secure funding for the corridor, when we work with our partners such as Kenneth, and to inform that process so that we're moving in the right direction. I mean, we know that about 17,000 cars a day travel the LaSalle Corridor, and that's 17,000 opinions as to what they want to see, and so we're just going to use it to kind of inform the process. It's a different way of doing civic engagement. There's community meetings, of course, but this is a digital way to get community engagement as to what they want to see on the corridor.
I'm Teresa Sanchez, joined this morning by Ms. Rachel Graham, Communications Manager for the NONDC, and Mr. Kenneth Jackson, owner of the Dewdrop Inn, as we discuss the collaborative's partnership with the creators of neighborland.org to use technology to gather resident input on neighborhood-based goods and services. The collaborative will be presenting the website and its features to the residents of the Flint Goodridge Apartments on National Good Neighbor Day, which is Wednesday, September 28th. Mr. Jackson, can you give us a little history on the Dewdrop and what it means to the LaSalle Street Corridor?
Basically, the Dewdrop was like an entertainment mecca for LaSalle Street. The building consisted of a nightclub, a barbershop, restaurant, and a hotel, all in one building. The restaurant stayed open 24 hours. The club stayed open. There was no definite hours because sometimes the shows would run all night long and they'd come out in the broad daylight. And they had regular local entertainment. A lot of the locals got their start at the Dewdrop Inn. And it also featured big-time national entertainers. It's basically a who's list of entertainers that passed through there. Ray Charles, Etta James, Little Richard, Joe Tex. It goes on and on. Arthur Prysock, Nat King Cole recorded a record at the Dewdrop. And it just goes on and on. You name it, and they've been there. It played a big role in the civil rights struggle because, during the times of segregation, my grandfather never discriminated. I mean, it was white, black, you name it, at the Dewdrop at all times. I didn't know of racism around the Dewdrop until we went to other places, because there was always white folks there, and it was just accepted. He didn't discriminate against the gay community because he'd feature them in part of his lineup. And, basically I'm trying to put it back on the map. Hurricane Katrina knocked the rug out from under us. Since then, I've had some help. A couple of guys, basically, that were interested in putting it back on the map came in, and we're trying to secure some funding right now. And with NONDC's help, that's basically been a something that I'm kind of looking forward to working with them. They have been trying some different avenues, trying to get some funding in there, and it's helped the other legacy owners get together so we can all come up with a plan that's going to be for the common good for the LaSalle Street Corridor. We talking an area coming up. I mean, LaSalle Street had the Flint Goodrich Hospital, the dentist's office. There was a couple of clothing and shoe stores, drugstore, grocery stores, a couple of hotels, restaurants, gas station, movie theater, cleaners. All of these things are gone now. For some reason, though, the good Lord spared the Dewdrop. The building's still there. It's not what it was, but it's still there, and it's there, I think, for a reason. I basically am kind of like the last of the Mohicans. I inherited the business. My grandfather died. I was 17 years old. My grandmother ran it until she got too sick to run it, but it just coincided with the time that I started taking interest in it, and I'd been running it. We leased out the bar, and we basically ran the hotel that kept everything going up until Katrina. So the ultimate goal is to put it back in operation because, to be honest with you, once the Dewdrop started declining, the whole area started declining. And I think if the Dewdrop would have come back, so would the area.
That's why the coffee stop that we're going to do in the morning from 7 until 9 is actually a good opportunity for folks to come out and learn about what we're trying to do on the LaSalle corridor. But we are in the process of trying to put together other community meetings that will be open to the public to learn more about the corridor and for us to learn more about what they're interested in seeing.
Can you give that address and the time one more time?
Okay, so Good Neighbor Day on September 28th, which is a Wednesday. We'll be there from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. We'll be at the corner of LaSalle and Toledano, which is right at Louisiana and LaSalle. The website address, in case you can't come out and enjoy some coffee and donuts for us, is www.neighborland.org/places, and it's LaSalle, that's capital L-A, capital S-A-L-L-E. And if you're looking for any further information on NONDC, our website is www.nondc.org.
Okay, and we'll be placing that information on our webpage for you at WYLDFM.com. Ms. Rachel Graham, Communications Manager for the New Orleans Neighborhood Development Collaborative, And Mr. Kenneth Jackson, owner of the Dewdrop Inn, thank you very much for joining us on Sunday Journal.
Thank
Thank you.